Alright, what's up guys, it's James from James's Reptiles. Right behind me I got my new Exoterra. I'm going to do 4, maybe 6 on this big rack eventually. I want to put all my breeding trios of Crested Geckos in them. I don't really like tubs. And some of the babies I got are getting too big for a tub setup, so I want to put them in here. I got a bunch of plants, I got a ledge, I'm going to put some eco earth in the bottom, and I'll show you how I do that. So first off, what I'm going to do is open it up, and I'm going to leave the background in there. Just I don't really have any reason to take it out. But I'm going to spray down the walls. Hold on. I'm going to spray it down a little bit, and I'm going to get in there and wipe it. And that's just to get rid of whatever residue is on it from the factory, or just make sure it's clean. It's not necessary, but you're putting your animals in here and you want to make sure everything's on the up and up. Like when you get it, there's like tape on the door or whatever. Get some of that residue off. That's good enough for now. Next what I'm going to do is go get some eco earth and layer the bottom. Not a lot, just a little, so when they poop you don't see it. The water doesn't clump around at the bottom and get all nasty. And if they happen to lay outside of the lay box, it's at least on eco earth. And then, of course, most importantly, if your gecko falls, it's not falling on straight glass. It has that layer of cushion. Alright, so whenever I open a block of eco earth, I just throw it in my Home Depot bucket and I put water in it. So that way, no matter what I get or when I get something, if I impulse buy something, I have eco earth ready, because we all impulse buy and they say it's not a good thing, but if you're an experienced keeper, you know how to impulse buy and not ruin the animal's life. So I'm going to throw some eco earth in and you'll see exactly how much I put in. Here's a good little chunk. Break that up. That one's still kind of condensed a little bit, but it'll be just like the other one. The other one's got some moss on the ground too. I might go get some moss if I have some. That's a hair. Bright green hair. Ooh. So that's enough for now. It'll expand when you start misting and you put other stuff in. And let's get on to plants. Actually, let's get on to the ledge. So I have this Lugardi ledge. I have one in a tub setup, but it's suction cup. I know a lot of people like magnets because they say the suction cups don't work very well and they slide down. I've never had a problem with them coming off. And they're cheap and they're local. There's a guy who 3D prints them and goes to some of the shows, but there are no shows going on. There's Pomona right now. There's at least a month till the Sacramento Reptile Show. So I just picked one of these up and I'll probably get a couple more at the SAC show. And I'm gonna put it on this side, just exactly how the other one is for uniformness, just like that. And it's sturdy. I mean, the suction cups aren't coming off. And then next up, I got a bunch of plants. I made sure, I have a bunch of cut up fake plants, but I made sure I got ones with suction cup because glass enclosure. You know, if I was doing a tub, I can drill holes and zip tie like pieces of Michael's plants on, but this we need big foliage for, so I went with suction cup stuff from the actual reptile store. And I'm not worried about it, rinsing them off or anything. It's the same plastic that's going to be on everything. I always like to put one right next to the food dish, especially if you're putting younger animals in here for the first time. Maybe they're not used to a ledge or they're not used to having to climb to get their food. It definitely helps them get up to get to that food. Little leaf. And I don't really worry about what leaves you get. I know there's all different kinds, but I just kind of get whatever's cheapest, whatever's easiest. I like to put one up front too. It gives them a big visual barrier. So if I'm right in front of the cage looking, they can be right behind it. They're not gonna worry about you looking at them. They're feeling secure and camouflaged. And then the last one, I'll just put right back here. And now the only thing this is missing for me personally is something right in the middle. If you see my other one, I have this big fake branch. Whether it's a reptile thing or a fish thing, I don't know. I got it secondhand. But it's something right in the middle for them to climb on. So there's just not this empty space where if they're trying to jump across, they might fall. And then of course I'll put some fake leaves on top of that if there's not already, like just a little vine of stuff. But I'm gonna put geckos in today, and I can always add that another time. I think they'll be fine for now. I'm gonna show you guys on the table real quick what geckos I'm getting and how I actually label my animals, and you'll see their first impressions of them getting put in. So in this tub setup, I actually have one of those 3D printed ledges. I have my gecko Paradise, and right here you can see his tail, Cletus. So one thing I have to do is I have to take their tags off, and just like that. So let's take a look at this, if it'll focus. Right there. So the way I do it is, first off, whenever the tag prints, this is a newer thing, so some of them don't have this, I flip over the little edge right there just so it has something to pull on. And I write the gecko's name in parentheses, the parents' 4-digit numbers, the male and then the female. And of course I bought this, so I hyphenated Paradise Crested Geckos, I hyphenated to Paracrest. And then C, so I know it's a crested gecko, its gecko number, starting with the year 1914, 14 being the 14th gecko. Its lay date as an egg is something I'm starting, so a lot of them, actually most of them, you won't see any lay date because I haven't kept track of that, so I just fill it in with X's. And if I don't know the parents, I fill it in with X's too. B stands for bought because I bought this gecko from them, and that would be the day that I got it since I bought it and I didn't hatch it. So Cletus's, I don't have a hatch date, but it has 1801 and 1802 as the parents because those are the two out of the 3 geckos, and he is 1901 because he's the first gecko I hatched. So I'm gonna move all this table and these geckos aside. We'll look back up at the tank and I'll show you guys their first impressions getting in there. Alright, so it's all empty right now. I'm going to take their food dish and their water dish and put it in here. And of course their tub will be empty, so when I feed next time, which will be tomorrow, I'll actually move 2 smaller geckos from a smaller tub into their tub, and then at that point they already have a ledge, and eventually everything will have a ledge, and all my adults will definitely have ledges. But here we have Paradise and Cletus, and we'll start with Paradise. I'll put him right on this leaf right here, and I am going to spray him before I close him up. So he's definitely not used to these kind of leaves. Actually, he has the similar ones in his tank, but he's not used to them being dry, and they've never been sprayed or anything, so they're probably slick. I'm gonna put Cletus right here on this ledge. And of course, Paradise just decided to sit there and hide, and Cletus is gonna do the same thing. So that's it for this. Giving these guys a new home. I'll film tomorrow when I upgrade smaller ones into their tub. And let me flip it around real quick. So that's it for today. I'm James from James's Reptiles. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, james'sreptiles@gmail.com. And I will be at the Sacramento Reptile Show, and I'll see you guys next time.